Hello, I'm Noah Pollack. I'm the Director of Curriculum Data Management at the Oakland University William Beaumont School of Medicine. I oversee data in the curriculum and all things surrounding the curriculum. So in the School of Medicine, we're a bit different. We have competency-based education. So our institution has program objectives, our courses have course objectives, and every session, every time faculty interact with students, there are learning objectives for those sessions. And they all support each level of the hierarchy. So the session objectives have to support the course objectives, have to support the program objectives. So we end up with tens of thousands of mappings between each session and each course and each program objective. And so that's a large core of the work that I do, but it does bleed into and tie into more traditional work of higher education, like enrollment reporting and tracking and monitoring at-risk students of dropping out, those things. Some of the biggest challenges that we're facing, I think, are the challenges we all face. How do we establish good data governance and trust amongst the stakeholders, the functional users? How do we get the right people to come to the table and work together towards building a data ecosystem that works for us? I often feel that we, not just at my institution, but we in general, are working for our data instead of leveraging our data as this valuable asset. We're going through the motions of entering data into this place or that place. We're supposed to be doing it so that we can obtain value from that, and that value really only comes if you put forth some additional effort. And I think that's where Argos comes in as well. We've been on Argos for over a decade now, and it has continued to serve us very well. And just when you think that we have, put it in all the places that we need to put it, we find more corners of the institution where Argos can provide additional value. So we've been very pleased with the tool. It continues to provide value, and excited to talk about the conference as well, because I think there's a lot of juicy excitement there too. So some of the big institutional wins that I've seen with Argos, that I've personally had a hand in, they're so numerous, but I'll fire off a few quick ones. So one, during COVID-19, there was some statewide mandates that impacted our institution. And one of those is that employees had to have vaccinations. And so there was an immediate, instant need for our institution to track the vaccination status of employees, and then very shortly thereafter of students, and also develop a exemption process for those vaccinations. There were no vendor products for this yet. Vendors were very quickly developing new products, but there simply wasn't anything on the market that could do what we needed it to do. And so Argos was right at the front of all of our minds as a solution to build effectively a fully functional enterprise-ready web application that would allow us to pull in our institutional data, but also manage the exemption records, manage the vaccination records, go out to our electronic medical record system, go out to our student information system, go out to our employee records, bring that all together, allow the different stakeholders to see just the data that mattered to them. So our Dean of Students was seeing student data, our HR was only seeing the HR data, and all the electronic medical record data was kept safe and secure out of way. So that was a huge win for us, and something that would not have even been possible for us otherwise. I mean, we would have been drowning in spreadsheets otherwise. Another big win is also sort of vendor related. We have a large technology loan program. We have hundreds and hundreds of laptops and cameras that we loan out to students and faculty and staff across campus. And That had traditionally been done in everyone's favorite Microsoft Access. And so it came time to decide whether or not we're going to send out an RFP for a new vendor product and try to find the money in this tight budget economy that we have. And we decided to sort of explore Argos as a use case for that. And we're going on about 6 years strong now, having a fully fledged equipment rental, again, web application built in Argos that is servicing our students, our faculty, and our staff. From what I've seen this year at Evisions, and what's exciting me is the same thing that I see excites the Evisions staff. I mean, the products that the room is getting excited about are the products that you all are getting excited about, and it's really, it's contagious, that excitement. I was in a session yesterday, closed out the day, the dashboard designer, and that's the big highlight for me. And the room was jam-packed. Before we even got started, smiles were on the faces. I mean, we almost didn't even get to the content because there were so many enthusiastic questions being fired off. So that's really the biggest highlight for me. But you can tell the love, the care, the dedication, the excitement from the Evisions staff on building this really brand new value-added feature for all of us. If I were to say one word to someone evaluating Argos, I would say flexibility, I think. And it speaks to what we chatted about earlier, that it's not just a reporting tool, it's a tool for rapid application development, but not just prototyping. I mean, we have enterprise-worthy web applications built in here that are marrying together our reporting with functional business processes. And that's just not something you can do with other tools. There are a myriad of phenomenal reporting tools on the market, but none of those can also make edits on your enterprise database or in another relational data store that you have. None of them can also schedule out reports and blast out emails. Those have to be separate tools in other ecosystems. And so Argos gives you that flexibility to accomplish your goals, to do whatever you need to do with the challenges that we face. Something I'd like to say about Argos is I appreciate the sandbox nature of the tool. There are some toys in the sandbox that are very prescribed, that have clear functional uses, but many of the tools are just tools that we can explore and use in creative new ways. And I think every year at the conference, that's what's so great about coming here, is you see new ways that people are using those tools. And so it's really just, it's this big sandbox with many incredible, powerful tools, and many of them, again, are very prescribed and have very purposeful and intentional design decisions made around them. But many of them are also just flexible and unique and leave so much room to explore and discover new ways to leverage them to add value.